I need new music.
Discover new music now. JJO.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mike.
I'm Adam. We're St. Asonia.
Time to discover new music here on JJO, and joining me is no stranger to the music scene. And I'm going to be honest, your last name always gives me a little anxiety because the French are very particular about their pronunciations. Adam Gontier, is that close enough? Is that good?
That's perfect. That's the way we say it. I've heard it so many different ways, like Gontier and Gontier and Gontier and Gontier. So it's is it whatever?
Gontier, I'm sure for us Southerners.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Well, good. I'm only going to say it once so I don't blow it. We got it right the first time, so we're good.
Yeah, we got it.
Adam from St. Asonia. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Just hanging at home. We've got some new music out and getting ready to play some shows and stuff coming up here. So pretty awesome.
Did you find yourself having to maybe kind of retrain the body, retrain the mind for getting back on the road?
Oh yeah, I'm still doing that. I'm still doing it. Yeah, for sure. Sitting at home for 2 years, just, not doing anything and just hanging with the kids and stuff. Yeah, it's we've played a couple festival shows over the last month or so, and it's taken a while to get back at it. Especially when they're spread out. Like when you get on tour, it's a little bit easier because you're just in that whole thing. But we're going off. We're driving 3 hours, playing a festival, and then coming right back home for a few weeks, and then just get back into So it's a little bit tough, but getting there.
Get out of stay-at-home daddy mode back to rock star mode. There's that weird switch.
Yeah, it's tough for sure.
Well, let's talk about the new album. Just got released July 1st. It's called Introvert, St. Asonia, the third album. And I know when things ended and you parted ways with 3 Days Grace and decided to go on your own, you got together with Mike from Stained and started to put together St. Asonia. Did you in your mind think like, okay, we're going to be 3 albums deep. We're going to be here all these years later. Was it more short term or has it built more than you thought it was going to?
Yeah, it definitely has. I mean, when we first initially got together, Mike was working on a solo record and he was working with different singers. Basically, he was going to do a record where, there's songs with different guest singers on all of them. So we got together for that initially in the beginning. And then once we got together, the writing, everything just worked really well. We meshed really well together and we wrote a bunch of songs over like 3 days. So I mean, the next natural thing was to see if we could maybe get a deal and record them somehow. So we did. And here we are. All the guys in the band are amazing. He's a great guy and we get along super well. So it's really easy and fun,
And is that probably why we're at where we're at now is just because of how copacetic everything was?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it could have gone many different. I mean, we knew each other from touring together in the past and all that stuff. So we were pretty tight before that, but not necessarily on a professional level. And we hadn't really worked together. So the whole thing was pretty seamless. And it's been amazing.
Introvert, which did that title have to do with the past 2 years, or did you guys already kind of have that, or is it maybe a look into what has happened and where we're at now?
It's exactly that. I mean, the songs were written in this room by myself, sending ideas back and forth with the guys. But we couldn't get together and write in the same room. And Mike was in the States and we were in Canada. So we were all just basically, stuck at home doing our thing. And that's the way we wrote the songs and just made sense to call it Introvert, and I've been called an introvert too in the past. I think I'm sort of an introvert. So it all just kind of makes sense. And the songs they were all written pretty early on in the pandemic. So, written about the situation that everybody was in and that sort of thing. So,
what I've noticed with, and a lot of people I've talked to is it was almost kind of a reset and almost a new way, or maybe finding an old way of putting together the music, almost going back to the early days when you were in your room before you made it big. Did you notice that change? And was that a positive thing? Did you find some good in this and maybe in making this record that were different or you missed?
Yeah, absolutely. The difference, I mean, Yeah, when you're back, young, writing songs, 14, 15 years old in your room, you got your acoustic guitar, your first electric guitar, and you're coming up with little parts. And it was definitely similar this time around. After so many years of doing it professionally, you do get into a routine where you're writing with people, and it's all sort of turns into like just a machine that keeps going, and you just keep writing and writing and writing, and it's throwing stuff out there. So yeah, this time around, there was no real pressure. It was just sit down and do it. And it was kind of went back to my roots.
Yeah. I love it, man. Well, we are in for a treat again. Introvert, the latest album out now from Saint Asonia. The third one, do you have a favorite track on the new album? Maybe one that really kind of stands out to you?
It's a tough one. They're all, hard to pick a favorite on this one for sure. They all kind of have their own thing going on. It's tough to pick a favorite. I mean, having Johnny Stevens from Highly Suspect feature on one of the songs called "Chew Me Up" is pretty awesome. Big, I've been a fan of his and his talent for years. So to have him on that song is pretty awesome. So that song definitely has something special.
What's up? This is Mike.
I'm Adam. We're Saint Asonia.
I'm Madison Solid Rock 94.1 JJO.
Something that happened recently, if you don't mind me bringing it up, June 29th, you got inducted into a pretty prestigious Hall of Fame, the Norwood District High School Hall of Honor. You were there with some old bandmates. Kind of a surreal moment there. There your old stomping grounds, and here you are now. Like, look at me, I made it.
Yeah, it was. I don't know how prestigious that Hall of Honor is, but it's definitely really cool that they did it. I mean, it's a small town of like 1,500 people. I don't think that they've done it much in the past. I mean, maybe with some like old hockey players or something that grew up in the area. But yeah, no, it was really, really cool, and certainly honored to be able to I don't know, just to be somewhat a bit of an inspiration to kids in a small town, in a small school that might feel like there's not much out there, so yeah, no, it was amazing. It was really cool, and it was cool to go back and see the school, and I haven't been there in years, and see some people, and they inducted myself and Brad and Matt Walsh, so it was interesting to and great to see those guys again, because we hadn't connected in a while. So yeah, it was a great experience. Yeah.
Did you find that desk where you wrote your name? You carved your name in there in study hall. It was Adam was here.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the desk is probably gone, because I think I probably carved in things that they wouldn't want to still have, but yeah, no, yeah, I did see my old, the old homeroom and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
And my son was there too. My 4-year-old, I brought him along walked the halls with him, showed him my old locker and stuff. And yeah, it was great.
That's cool, man. Awesome. Well, congratulations. I know that's just fun to kind of be recognized, and obviously with the other accolades that have been out there, with that, it's still cool to add that to the list, to the wall there. Well, again, super exciting stuff. Brand new Saint Asonia out there now. Introvert. If you have just a couple minutes, maybe not even a couple, it may just take a minute. I always over exaggerate how long I last in most aspects. So if we could do my Canadian version of Rapid Fire with Adam Gontier.
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to do my best. I hope I don't embarrass myself with some Canadian lore, but we'll try. So
don't. No, it's all good, man.
First things first, who would you rather fight? Ogopogo or Sasquatch?
I don't know who Ogopogo is.
Ogopogo is a mythological Canadian sea beast. If you kind of like it's the Canadian Loch Ness Monster.
How come I don't know this? I mean, shouldn't I know this?
Apparently your parents didn't read you horror stories at night, the classic Canadian bedtime tales.
Does sound familiar. I think I'm going to fight Sasquatch, I guess, because I don't know what I'm getting into with Ogopogo. I got to do some research, And Sasquatch is always blurry. Yeah. All
right, good there. And do some reading on Ogopogo and see what you can find out for the next time. Would you rather have poutine or butter tarts?
That's a good one, man. Probably butter tarts. Butter tart. I like me a good butter tart.
Is poutine really all it's cracked up to be? And I don't want to offend you, but a lot of people talk about it's kind of a staple there. Is it? I've never had it. Do I need to try it?
Yeah, you probably need to try it just because, I mean, it's French fries, cheese, and gravy. you probably have an idea what that tastes like, right? It's pretty good.
We're in Wisconsin, so I think we're close enough to that. I think it's not bad.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
Okay, nice. But butter tart's good answer. Who would you rather wrestle? Famous Canadian wrestlers, Roddy Piper or Bret the Hitman Hart?
That's a good one. I mean, I'd rather wrestle Roddy Piper just because he was my favorite wrestler growing up. So I'd like to share the ring with him. But I actually don't want to wrestle either one of them because I get pummeled. But yeah, Bret Hart is awesome too. Those guys are both killer. Yeah. I was a big WWF fan growing up. So. I
didn't realize how many great wrestlers came out of Canada. I know hockey players, obviously, that's a given. Sure. I mean, you guys have that, but I was looking through my list for this question. I'm like, damn. I mean, Jericho's from there. Trish Stratus is from there. I mean,
that's right. Lord, man. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Yeah.
Well, either way, I think Sasquatch would be easier than either one of those two. So we'll take that. Definitely Ogo Bogo would be easier. All right, final one. Who would you rather listen to? Again, famous Canadians, Bryan Adams or Paul Anka?
Bryan Adams all day.
I figured. I don't know. I mean, maybe you were going to surprise me with Paul Anka, but I guess.
Well, they're both great, but I grew up with the Bryan Adams records, like Reckless and all that stuff. I mean, it was in my house blasting all the time, right? Run to You and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I'd take Bryan Adams.
And two, the guy has not aged. My God, he's just a fountain of youth.
He's still going. He's still going strong. Yeah. He's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I love it. All right. There you go. Rapid fire Canadian version with Adam Gontier. Again, more importantly than all that, go get the new album, Introvert from St. Asonia. It is out now. Above It All, the latest single. And of course, if you get a chance, go see him. The fella's going to be out on the road doing all that fun stuff. Adam, Thank you so much for the time, man. I appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thank you. Appreciate the support.
Discover new music now on the homepage of WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. JJO